Hi there, this is Hans Guth with ListingsMagic, and this video today is going to be a mock listing presentation that I'm going to do with mock sellers. And so a lot of times I've talked to agents and I've had many of them ask me, how can I utilize ListingsMagic in a listing presentation, or do you have any tools that we can utilize that we can be organized in a way that help us win that listing? And so when I think of listing appointments, obviously there's a couple things that come to mind, one of which is confidence. Confidence is such an important aspect in actually closing that listing and getting them to sign the contract and list with you. The other one is having the actual tools to back up to give you that confidence. And so what I'm going to try and convey to you here is that with ListingsMagic and utilizing our product set, you will gain confidence and increase the likelihood that you will in fact be able to win that listing presentation against competition. And I think the other thing that comes to mind is, how do you stand out from your competition? And so I think that you'll see some things here in this presentation today. So what I'm going to be using is a PowerPoint presentation that we put together that is what we call a template. It's completely customizable. It's PowerPoint, so if you have used PowerPoint before, you'll know it's pretty easy to customize. There's a lot of other tools out there, but we thought that's the easiest tool because there's some pages in here or some content in here that needs customization, like the Jane Realtor and the logo aspect of it. And then any of the wording or certain pages that you may not want in there, you can edit, customize, take out, etc. And so it's going to be a PowerPoint template. I'll show you where you access that. It's in your ListingsMagic account and available to you. And I'm just going to use it as a kind of a flow through to point out the various aspects of what I would be doing as an agent to market this property. And then I'm going to do some real world examples. So I'm going to actually show some things in a browser that will be real demonstrations that I think have real power in helping you close down and win those listings. And so we're going to start here. It's an online world. How it all works, it should come as no surprise, and the stats back it up. Today's buyers are all online. And so I think that's a pretty obvious statement in today's world. I don't think that you need to spend too much time in convincing your sellers that. While I do this, I'm going to be referring to the people that I'm trying to get the listing from as Mr. and Mrs. Seller. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, thanks for the opportunity to be able to present to you what myself or my team are going to be doing in terms of marketing your property and getting your property sold for the highest price that we can possibly sell it for. And so obviously we're going to talk about the online aspect of it. There's a lot of offline tools that we'll be implementing and incorporating as well. So I'm going to leave you a copy of this presentation for you to review later, and I'm going to step through it here now. And so obviously the online aspect of it is very important. We're going to kind of start there. And so we're going to be marketing your home to get it sold for in the fastest amount of time and for the highest price. And so we're going to get maximum exposure to gain the greatest number of potential buyers. So marketing is really about getting exposure. And this isn't something that every agent has the ability to accomplish. I know I can, as I've invested in tools that have been proven to get results. Ultimately, the more buyers that see your home, the faster we can and will be able to sell it at the desired price. Utilizing our expertise, tools, and technologies will get your home that maximum level of exposure. And so you're going to have this information here as an agent. You're going to put in the accomplishments and about you. So there will be an about you section that you can utilize. So I've been in business for 10 plus years. I have these certifications. I've sold this many homes. I've got these testimonials. You can incorporate testimonials here. And so one of the things that we're going to be incorporating for your property is virtual tours. We're going to gather some amazing photos of your property. And so you're going to talk about what you're going to do in terms of photos, possibly video, any of those kind of things. And then we're going to generate a tour that we're going to then publish to thousands of real estate websites throughout the internet. Buyers love these tours, and they also have amazing lead generation tools built into them, including our unique chat tool. And I'm going to show you that now because I really think that's important for you to understand, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what that means to you. And so I'm going to bring up a property and actually show you the property websites that we build that we're very proud of. They're beautiful, they are elegant, and I'm going to turn the sound down so I don't have to compete with that. So you'll see your property will have a tour very similar to this one. It'll have access to all the property information. They'll have the ability to see photos. There'll be video. If you as an agent incorporate Matterport, you can incorporate the Matterport tours into these as well. And so Mr. and Mrs. Seller, one thing I want to point out to you is that we also are available to answer questions, unlike many other agents, via chat. And so if somebody has a question about your property, I'm available and ready to answer a question right away in real time. And I want to show you how that works in real time. So this is a demo property, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that I have that is not active any longer, but it's still available to be viewed online like you're seeing here. And I have this chat tool. So I didn't make that chat tool pop out. I'm Jane Realtor in this case here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to show you how fast and easily buyers can reach me. So I'll say, hi there, are there any HOAs? So this is a question that a buyer might actually ask me about your particular property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my phone. And so I'm going to have my phone here available, and I'm going to show you that I have a question that has come in from that chat. You have a chat request for your listing at 301 Caribbean Road, Key Biscayne. The message is, are there any HOAs? And so now I can answer this just like I would respond to a chat from a friend or a family member. There aren't any HOAs. Oops, make sure you check before you respond. And so, sorry, I mean HOAs. So obviously you got to do spell check before you send it off. But now you can see, so what I'm doing is I'm showing my cell phone screen here, and this is the screen that the buyer would be seeing. And so there's a conversation that's able to be taking place. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what I'm trying to point out to you is how quickly and immediately people that are interested in your property will get a response from me. And the other great thing is that if I can get a hold of these people, I can then actually set up a showing and get them into your house. And obviously that's the end goal. We want people to come and look at your property, and that way they can see it in real time and in a real world. So that's sort of the way we're going to do the virtual tour. Obviously there's more information in the tour. The photos look fantastic. We're going to get great photos for your property, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to kind of go into those kind of details. Again, if there's a Matterport, you're going to incorporate a Matterport. This is me talking to you as an agent now. You will be able to point that out and show them how cool that is. It's a great technology. It really gets sellers excited. And again, talking to you as an agent right now, you know that perception is reality. And if the perception is that these types of technologies are going to help sell the property, then by all means, utilize those to help you gain that listing. At the end of the day, we all know that some of these things don't necessarily help sell the property. They really help you sell getting the listing. So whatever you need to do that. And so then there'll be a video tour as well. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, back to the Mr. and Mrs. Seller side of it, you can view the video tour as a buyer, and there's information here. And of course, if they want to contact me other ways, they can. We've got a mortgage calculator that they can estimate their payment, things of that nature. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing for your property. I'm going to go back into the PowerPoint now and show you some other things that we'll be doing. We also have a single property website that also incorporates that chat that we'll be publishing and marketing as well. There'll be things that we do to get that out into the world. Syndication and publication is something that's very important. So if we build these tours, but nobody sees them, they're not going to be of much value. So we're going to syndicate to literally thousands of other websites out there that incorporate and bring in properties. Sites like Trulia and Zillow, the local MLS, of course, is going to have that property information. Realtor.com will be a site that we publish on as well. And so you want to be able to show them that. You can show them Realtor.com. You can show them Zillow and Trulia if they're not familiar with those sites, and let them know that their properties will be marketed there, including that virtual tour. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we will be putting your property there, but not only that, we're going to have that fully branded virtual tour for people to see that I had the opportunity to communicate with those people that view it. So again, as an agent, I'm pointing out to you, you want to be able to sell yourself on your ability to stand out from your competition, and having that ability to communicate with buyers in real time, I believe, is a very powerful way for you to differentiate yourself. So back to Mr. and Mrs. Seller. So we're going to get your site on thousands of real estate websites out there and make sure that your property is highlighted there. In addition to that, we're going to make sure that a video gets created. We're going to publish that video on YouTube. It gets tremendous search results on YouTube because YouTube is owned by Google. And so we'll make sure that that video is placed on YouTube and is prominently displayed. And in addition to that, we're going to put a Craigslist ad. Craigslist, believe it or not, is still a place where millions upon millions of people go and search. And so we'll make sure that that property is there. I actually want to show you on Craigslist sort of what that looks like. We're always thinking about how do we get these potential buyers to talk to us so that we can help sell your property. And so in here is an example of an ad. And so we have this here to get additional photos, video, more. If somebody were to actually do this, we would actually get their cell phone information and we'd be able to reach out to them to see if they have any more questions about your property. And if they have any questions, we can obviously answer that. And once again, we're going to try and get them into your home so they can see it in real time. And so that's how the Craigslist ad is going to work and operate. And so back to the PowerPoint, we're of course going to generate and create brochures for your property as well. There'll be leave behinds. If you as an agent want to put them in a flyer box, you can talk about that. However, we're going to focus on rider signs. So we do have obviously brochures that are inside brochures, and then there's single pagers that you can put outside. So you can talk about that to your sellers as well. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're going to have brochures available in the house for people to look at. I'll show you an example of one of those now. This is a sample that we'll be putting inside your house for people to take with them when they come and see it, and or in the brochure box outside. And so those are some of the brochures that we'll be generating for you. In addition to that, we're going to incorporate rider sign technology. So outside, we're going to have our standard sign, but in addition to that, we're going to have rider signs that allow for people to get instant information on your house. These are fantastic. We also will be receiving the buyer's information whenever they do inquire about your property, so we'll be able to follow up, answer any additional questions that they may have. But these are fantastic ways for buyers to get information about your home. And then we're going to send out just listed and just sold postcards. So again, if you're an agent that does these kind of things, obviously talk about it. If not, pull this slide out of the deck and don't use this. But inside of ListingsMagic, you've got just listed postcards that you can easily print and send out to a particular zip code, let's say, as an example. So you'll talk about that. So we'll send these out, get the word out in the local community about the availability of your house, et cetera, et cetera. And now here's another very powerful one that I think people miss and don't utilize. In addition to this, we're going to send out an email broadcast. So we have access to a database of agents in the community, and we're going to send to thousands of agents in the local area, informing them that your house is now in the market and promoting it to these agents. These agents oftentimes have buyers that are waiting for or looking for houses, and your house might be a good fit for them, and we're going to make sure they know about it through a direct email campaign that we have access to. And so again, as an agent, just know that inside of ListingsMagic, you have the ability to send an email broadcast out to a group of agents in a particular area based on the zip code that they operate or work in. So a very powerful tool, and a very powerful tool to utilize inside of a listing presentation, in my opinion. And so you talk about that. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, we're going to again make sure that my counterparts, my co-workers, so to speak, other agents are going to be able to know about your property in the form of an email broadcast. And then we're going to communicate with you. We're going to talk with you about the property and the number of views. So you're going to be in the know. So you're going to see from a statistics standpoint how many times the property was viewed online, who was looking at it, when they were looking at it, how many times they looked at it. So you get to see what is actually going on in this, specifically in the online world. So, how many property views were there on a particular day. And so that's some of the marketing that we're going to do for you. And we're going to, obviously we're going to be trying to generate leads. Again, we talked about this throughout the presentation, but we're going to be generating leads on your property that we can follow up with and make sure that they know all they need to know about your house, try and get them into your house for those physical showings that are also critical to ultimately selling your house. And then, so one thing else that is not incorporated into this is Facebook and social media marketing. So I'm going to show you that, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. So we're going to also publish your property on Facebook. So we have the ability to send your property tour to Facebook, and I'm going to show you an example of what this might look like. I'm going to publish this to my real estate page where I have hundreds of people looking at the property, but not just that. I'm going to also boost this post. I'm going to send this post out. And so again, as I'm going to jump out here and talk to you as an agent. So as an agent, there's a lot of value in being able to talk about the power that you have with regards to social media, and in particular Facebook, because Facebook has the most powerful ability to place ads. So you can do a boost, which is very easy, or you can talk about placing an ad. They're really the same thing. And so again, talking as an agent to the sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm going to promote your property on social media where thousands of people are going to be looking at your property online through social media, and in particular Facebook. This is something that we do to promote your property in the domain of social media. So you're going to see lots of views when you see those stats coming from, in particular, Facebook, because we do a lot of marketing in the domain of Facebook. So a lot more traffic, a lot more eyeballs, maximum exposure. That's our goal. So in conclusion, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, what I want to do is have you understand that we know how to market your property both online and offline in ways that many other agents don't have the ability to do, the understanding, or the access to. With our tools and with our expertise, we know we're going to get your property that maximum exposure. That's going to help you get that maximum price and in the fastest time possible. So again, this was just a mock-up. I'm back, talking to you as an agent. I'm just trying to give you some insights into how I personally would incorporate the ListingsMagic tool set to implement it inside of a listing presentation for future listings for you. And once again, you have this. We're going to add the social media element into the PowerPoint presentation. So you have that inside of the slide deck as well. Once again, any questions that you have for us, send them to support@ListingsMagic. Any feedback you've got, any things that you'd like to see added to this, we're happy to redo this, add some additional material to it. We just want to give you tools that help you close those listing presentations and get you the those clients that are so precious to business. It's been said before, but listings are the lifeblood of real estate, and the more listings you have, the more successful you're going to be, and the more money you're going to make. So anyhow, happy selling. Thanks for watching.